I'd love to start at the beginning where it all started. So yeah, I know you've mentioned in past interviews your preteen emo phase being that kind of start for songwriting. But I'd love for you to take us back to that kind of beginning of voice memos and that early songwriting stage. What was that like? What were those early voice memos like? And how have you changed to where you are now?
Um, Definitely like the beginning stuff all came from like a place of ego,
Hmm.
which I've uh I've given myself some grace for, because it was like the fuel I needed. It's like way I have the easiest time putting a saddle on like anger. Um, and so yeah, doing stuff like out of spite was
Hmm.
always
Okay.
fun. Which is I think like why there's so many like sad songs around nowadays. I Yeah, I was like super inspired by like Midwest emo, and then also like Lizzie McAlpine, um and like Phoebe Bridgers. And I didn't know why I liked them so much, and I was pretty like lazy. Um and that mixed with like if that was like all like the non-alcoholic stuff in the cocktail, and the alcohol of choice was it'd be being scared of growing up. Um
Mm.
and that just kind of was like the North Star of music for a super long time. I Yeah, I just spent like my late teens and like first kind of year and a half of my 20s in bed, and not moving, and just letting like a lot of what I call, and I don't think it's the right term at all, but letting a lot of like lactic acid build up. Um, and
Hmm.
so it was really like I think the stuff that came out of it was pretty cool, but it was just like me being slowly swallowed by sickness.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I know you mentioned Phoebe Bridgers, Lizzie McAlpine. I was going to
Mhm.
ask some of those musical inspirations and maybe particular albums that really inspired your future work and your own unique career.
I I don't like telling this story, but I do a good amount. I was working on
Hmm.
the album with Tony, and I'd like it was me, Tony, and Harrison Whitford in a room, and Harrison asked me what my like inspirations were for like the album and stuff, and I was like, I feel like Phoebe Bridgers has like fingerprints on like all of the songs, and there was just like a really awkward silence that fell over the room. And it was pretty brutal. There
Hmm.
are like people who like I want to be like, and then there are people who like actually have worked their way into like my subconscious, and so
Mm.
um, I'm like I'm about to drop some names that of people that I really do like. I don't want that to be a
Mm.
dick, but like yeah, like the people that I want to be like are like Christian Lee Hudson, Phoebe Bridgers, Fen Lily's super cool. I just found her, Advanced Bass, Kitchen, this kind of like chill guy. And then the people who've worked their way into my subconscious are like the yearners. Um,
Yeah.
like so like the Lizzie McAlpines and the um yeah, definitely a lot of Lizzie McAlpine, like Gracie Abrams,
Yeah.
like role model. But yeah, a lot of those, yeah. And then Noah Khan, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the
But
only artist that
yeah.
my mom listens to. So that's a
There
little
you go.
bit
I
more.
mean, I think the yearners is a great way of putting it. Those are all those are like, oh, I mean, yeah, I can see that in your music specifically for sure.
Thank
Um,
you.
but I mean, it has been really cool seeing your success, especially over TikTok. And I mean, I'd love to hear like, was there a specific moment when you realized that, music could be more than just, a hobby, and it could be a career. I mean, do you even think of music as a career now? Is it still more of that passion project? But was there a specific moment when you're like, wow, this is gonna happen?
Yeah, I was in college, and I was like really I did 2 semesters. I did a first semester at like a
Mm.
branch campus of UConn, and then I did a second semester at the main campus. And by then like everyone had already made their friends. Um And so I was just like a pretty aimless, miserable guy. Um,
Yeah.
and so instead of like trying to like go out and make friends, I made one friend and then downloaded Tinder and just went on dates
Okay.
instead.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a date that was just really, really bad. And I it was like it was right before Valentine's Day, and then I had like another complicated like friend thing where we like sat and watched a TV show and like touched arm. And I posted a TikTok that was a song that was just like, please let me know you're seeing this. Like I miss you so much. Um, and I did not get the message I wanted, but the
Ah.
video did well. There's like on my phone, there's like a screen recorded from the FaceTime between me and my little sister of me like running through the Yukon Student Union freaking out because Lizzie McAlpine
Oh.
followed me on TikTok.
Yeah.
It was pretty, yeah, it's pretty awesome. That was like the moment that like um I was like this is a good song. And like people are like seeing it. And then within probably like the week, I was it like yeah, it def that was like I had gone off the diving board and I was no longer in school, even though I stayed there for the rest of the semester.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, that single handgun, I mean, I think it clearly resonated with a lot of people. What I'm interested in though is how much of that really is autobiographical and how much is more just kind of like symbolic of that bridge between being a kid and being an adult.
Um, Honestly, I'd say definitely like switched up some pronouns when I didn't mean
Yeah.
to. Um,
Okay.
and I think like the original like thing was like the name of the voice memo of me mumbling was like me if I was cooler than I am, but still
Okay.
miserable. But
Okay.
honestly, like a decent amount of it, um, I don't, yeah, no, it's all like they came from somewhere,
Hmm.
but a lot of like things are not mine. Um, yeah, I wish I was making out in laundry rooms and spilling wet cloths back then. I was not. I was matching with people on Tinder and then not
But hey, yeah,
pretending
I
not to.
mean, that's also a very real part of college. So I think, but yeah,
Yeah.
look, um, it's really interesting your songwriting process and hearing about this because I know in other interviews you've talked about, writing curious music, and I really love that kind of description that you write villain music and maybe not the victim music that a lot of music is these days. So I'm curious, like, what do you think is curious music, and how do you find that in your songwriting?
I think curious music moves, and I think it's the like the big catalyst of working with Tony Berg was that he taught me that like the reason that no one is Phoebe Bridgers is because everyone's trying to be Phoebe Bridgers but is stuck in
Hmm.
place. And there are all those songs that are like, I do this thing, and it's annoying because um like I listen to that and I go, don't do that thing.
Hmm.
Like, stop. That's it's like I have dad song is like I wrote when I was just so sick and I put it out
Hmm.
as um like a kind of a what's the word? Like a trust exercise with my A&R, but I definitely that is a song that I listen back and I just like can feel the illness and the like the little Jake. And I think what makes curious music is like picking up as you go and dropping the stupid stuff. Um, if that
No,
makes
yeah, yeah.
sense. Also like trying to tell the truth and not throw mud, I think is a big thing.
Hmm.
Although I love throwing mud
Yeah.
and the like it's awesome. But yeah, I think if when like saying that is like it's like the best way to like hit the pendulum of like it yeah, it's where like the middle sits
Hmm.
between knowing everything and knowing nothing.
Interesting. That's awesome.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about George. I mean, it's a great album. I love listening to it.
Thank
I mean,
you.
your lead single, Fingers and Clothes, obviously a great metaphor of smoking and using that to describe, right, leaving a relationship. But I mean, how did
Thank you.
that come to you, right? We're talking about the writing process. Where did that metaphor come from? And how does it feel to like put that into a song?
I turned 21 and I was living with the person I was dating.
Hmm.
Uh, and on my 21st birthday, I got really drunk. And I like over the course of the relationship, I'd quit smoking cigarettes on and off.
Hmm.
And then it was my 21st birthday, so it was legal to buy cigarettes. I wasn't not gonna smoke cigarettes on my 21st.
Right.
Come on, man.
What are we
Um,
doing?
yeah, yeah. So I got really drunk and just like chain smoked cigarettes and listened to like Blindsided by Boney Bear and like Stripes by Alex Page.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And um and yeah, at one point they like came out and they were like, time for time for bed. Have you had a good night? And I was like, yes, but you have to leave me alone right now. I need
Hmm.
to like deal with something. And I just I wrote this journal entry thing in my notes app that was like, it's my 21st birthday and it's kind of insane. Like it's just like a part of me is still baffled by the fact that you're not here. Um and like it was also I don't know if you feel this, but like for some reason uh I like didn't do stuff with anyone, like you know, do stuff
Yeah.
with anyone until um like I was very adamant on being like, no, this person that I have a crush on in high school like is gonna like me back, and it would suck if I had done stuff with other people
Hmm.
and like wasted that.
Yeah.
And then I like finally did, and I was writing in my notes app and I was like, that's it's crazy that it wasn't with you.
Hmm.
And then I woke up at 4 a.m. to the person that I was living with and dating, sitting like this at the edge of their bed. And I was like, what happened? And they were like, I'll tell you about it later. Um, and it yeah, it was really brutal. Um, and then like a couple days later, I was folding laundry and like the melody got stuck in my head because I was still smoking cigarettes and I
Hmm.
like was hiding it. Um, and I'd go on these like 3 minute long walks. I'd come
Yeah.
back, go in for like a hug, and they'd be like, "It's in your hair. It's on your, it's
Yeah.
in these two fingers and on your clothes."
Yeah.
And so it was like the first time that I basically wrote a whole song without even having to write anything down. Um, I just like knocked it out while folding laundry.
It's an amazing story. I mean,
Thank you.
it's really, I mean, your songs are so intimate. I mean, listening to them, it does feel like reading someone's diary, which I think is a really special thing. Um, and I mean, I'm curious because, I mean, on this album, you work with the incredibly talented producers, Tony Burke, Mason Stoops, a little
Yeah.
bit. So how do these collaborations come about? And then how do you have these like intimate stories that come into songs? And then how do you keep them authentic and raw in the studio when you're trying to put them onto an album? Like, how do you maintain that authenticity?
Um, it's definitely tough. This album had a lot of um like for not freakouts, but like
Hmm.
my grandpa died halfway through making it, and I got way closer to crying in that studio than I did at like the funeral. It Working with Mason was a really like intimate time. Um and it was just me and him in his old house in Pasadena. And we just spent like a week, just like I'd show him all the songs and um, we would just like jam on them for a while. And it was really great to like see what I had and what was like good. And then Tony was the one who like actually did like the molding. It was
Hmm.
with Mason, I completely trusted his taste. Um and there was no idea of his that I didn't like. However, we weren't writing in pen, we were writing in
Hmm.
pencil. Tony um was like, yeah, he did a lot of like molding and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, which was scary. But it was also the first time that like it really as a musician that I took my hands off the wheel sometimes and just like let um someone else like know what they were doing. I think
Yeah.
with Tony, um there was like a day where we were doing fucked up. And I really wanted a down second chorus because it's like
Hmm.
that is like autobiographical and like it
Okay.
happened to someone I know and I was like I want the motherfucker that did this to hear it and like
Hmm.
feel it in their chest
Yeah.
and Tony was like you're ruining the song, which was tough.
Hmm.
But um we found a middle ground and I think it's like
Yeah.
ran it Will McClellan, our engineer, ran it through a car speaker
Hmm.
and so those middle grounds kind of make my favorite little parts of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great to hear. I mean, now you're on the second leg of your own headline tour, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, even before this, you've been pretty developed on the road. I mean, you've opened for Jeremy Zucker, Grace Singer, with Head in the Heart. So you've had this experience on the road for a while now. And I guess I'm curious, with these intimate songs, do you ever struggle to play them live for that big of a crowd or those strangers, honestly, in the room? Do you find that difficult, or is that something that's kind of easier with time?
Um yeah, I mean I the songs are really like emotional and like
Hmm.
vulnerable and I didn't even need to say that sentence. I think I have learned that my music is horrible date music. Um, I like I've I've set up a really terrible pitch for myself as a romantic partner. Um, and I I think they're all really fun to play. First I Was is a weird one because
Hmm.
like the song is and like dark, but it's like basically a suicide note. Like it's I've given up. I had stopped looking for you by the time that I met you. I
Hmm.
wish you knew like how long I was. You were just too late. Um and so to play it and it feels like weirdly anthemic in a way that I don't
Hmm.
enjoy.
Hmm.
Not don't enjoy, but like I it just like feels like a Black Mirror episode a little bit.
Hmm.
Saying like I'm just waiting for this bomb to drop, and then they're like
Yeah.
in the front row being like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, for sure.
yeah. And then like Dad's song, every time I sing it, I have a weird night after. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, but some of them, I think the thing that helped me is because I obviously like I had to promote the music too, and it's way easier to
Hmm.
like do the rock star thing where you like are in a super bad mood and you're like cool and moody.
Yeah.
Um, but like that lingers too hard for me.
Hmm.
I like get stuck in it. And so my manager Jonathan had really good advice when like promoting the music and making the videos where he just said that like that is done. Like the music is done. That chapter is closed. It's
Hmm.
time to like celebrate it. It's like how like second semester senior year of high school is like not really like school. Like just take the time
Yeah.
to like read it and enjoy it. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Hmm.
Last tour was awesome. But with like the big crowds and everything, I I got scared, and so I went internal.
Hmm.
It had like some pretty long-lasting effects. So this tour, like, we're putting like investments in, and like I there's this kid Liam who's my age, and like he's like an August Rush type, and he plays a bunch of instruments. So we're like
Right.
spending time together and getting close, and like the whole band really feels like family in a way that it hasn't before. And um so because of that, there's yeah, the road's been like really like this is my one of my favorite things now, and I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously you had a very exciting part of your career, first album done, headline tour there. Are you thinking about what's next set? Are you enjoying the moment? Are you thinking about another album? What's coming for Jake Minch?
I am you actually like interrupted, not really, but I'm like always writing. I am really trying to put together another album.
Hmm.
I would like to record at like the beginning-ish of next year, like the first, like the winter. I want a
Hmm.
snowbird because New York City's awesome, but last
Yeah.
winter in the Northeast almost like took me out.
Yeah.
So I would like to be recording in the winter. Um, but yeah, definitely a lot of work right now, like songwriting wise. I've got like one, two, three, four, five finished songs, and then like a bunch of stuff that I want to
Okay.
say. Um, and like I'd like to do like a 12 or 13 song project. So um
Okay.
it be fun. I also haven't showed any of my management or label the songs yet, and it's like different. So hopefully it'll be.
That's exciting. I feel like, yeah.
I like to think that I'm gonna go dormant for 6 months and then give it to my team, and they're gonna be like, Jake, this is terrible. Please.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
You're
A
on break.
difference good though. It's exciting.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see what's coming next.
they
But yeah, I really appreciate your time. WBRU is gonna be at your show Thursday in Providence, so looking forward to
sweet.
that. And yeah, thanks so much. It was awesome talking to you.
Yeah, this was thank you for having me. This was
Of
really nice.
course, yeah.
Said it
Yeah.
sticks to your fingers and your clothes, and you think we don't know, but we all know, 'cause it sticks to your